They felt it before they saw it. A tremor so violent it split the silence of Ramiris' labyrinth apart. Not the kind of disturbance caused by Vega's reckless thrashing. No, this was deeper, heavier, catastrophic. The sensation was the same as when entire floors had once collapsed. But now, the threat was worse. Something ancient. Something epoch-ending. And then the figure emerged. The insect lord, Zeranus. His presence alone bent the atmosphere, his EP soaring beyond 114 million, a number that dwarfed even the proudest warriors of Tempest. He carried Zegion's limp body in his hands, proof of his dominance. The undefeated guardian of the labyrinth, broken. That image shattered hope in an instant. Apito screamed for her comrade. Geld rushed forward, only to be swept aside like dust. Shuna gave the only order that mattered. Retreat. Survive. Because against this thing, there was no strategy, no clever escape. Zeranus wasn't Vega. He wasn't a problem to be contained. He was catastrophe in flesh. Ramiris trembled, whispering that even Milim, even Guy Crimson would struggle. That admission was despair itself, for if the strongest of their world might falter, what chance did they have? And then, laughter. Smooth, elegant, cruel. He defeated Zegion then? Interesting. Shall I take this one on? Diablo stepped forward, smiling. His words made the others flinch. Arrogance, they thought. But Trainee saw it clearly. With Benimaru and Ranga wounded, with Gabil and the others already stretched thin, only Diablo still stood unbroken. Their last wall, their only shield. So the burden shifted. The labyrinth, Ramiris' creation, her child was threatened, and Diablo assumed the role of protector. A parent's despair, a child's survival, woven together in one moment of impossible trust. The duel began. Zeranus was precision incarnate. 6 arms armed with blades, wings glowing, body encased in crimson steel harder than worlds. He did not waste power. He dissected opponents piece by piece, dismantling rather than destroying. He was a god of restraint, a perfect machine of death. Diablo welcomed it. For him, this was not merely survival. It was art. He thrived in chaos, every clash of blade and claw a brushstroke. And in his voice, mockery. If that's what you have to say, why don't you defeat me already? You can't, can you? The contrast was absolute. Zeranus cold, careful. Diablo reckless, taunting, seducing disaster. Every strike bent the labyrinth walls, compressed air bursting like thunder. Yet neither gave ground. The fight looked balanced, but Diablo knew the truth. Head on, he could not win. His role was time. To hold the monster, to stall until the others could rise again. He admitted the brutal truth. Perhaps we'd make it out alive, but most of our people wouldn't. The labyrinth itself seemed to suffocate under the tension. Onlookers like Dino, Pico, and Garasha confessed they couldn't even comprehend the speed. One strike from either combatant could cut them in half. Even Apito knew. Intervention meant instant death. The fight was above them, beyond them. And then Zeranus made his mistake. He spoke. A petty creature, a perfect match for the lowly slime that you serve. The atmosphere shifted like a blade to the throat. The control center went silent. Benimaru slammed his desk in fury. Ramiris whispered uneasily. They all knew what this meant. Diablo could endure insults to himself, but an insult to Rimuru, within Rimuru's domain, that was blasphemy. The light faded from Diablo's eyes, replaced by twin abysses of fury. He would not forgive. But before that storm could break, another voice returned. Zegion's. Dragged back from death, standing tall despite wounds, his words cut through despair. Of course, I will dispatch him, I promise. The balance shifted. Diablo stepped back. Zegion reclaimed the battlefield. Zeranus, for all his arrogance, tried once more to claim dominion. He offered his son a crown. Swear your loyalty to me. I will make you the next god of creation. But Zegion's answer was immediate, absolute. I refuse. I already have my god. The rejection shattered any illusion of kinship. The so-called father unleashed his deadliest weapon, the Devastator virus, capable of erasing body and soul alike. But it crumbled against Zegion's aura, disintegrated by the crimson steel that cloaked him. In that instant, Zegion awakened. His form shone with power beyond comprehension, bolstered by the fusion of Fang Smasher into the reborn Wing Smasher. Benimaru, watching, knew the danger. This was power born from Void Collapse, Rimuru's hidden gift, Ciel's unseen hand. A strength that erased existence itself, reckless and devastating. Zegion had stepped through the door Diablo once whispered of, a threshold beyond limits, dangerous, but necessary. And so the tide turned. Zeranus, once methodical, was now desperate. He tried patience, restraint, careful calculation, but against Zegion, it meant nothing. Each punch was destruction. Each kick broke reality. Zegion dismantled his father with terrifying simplicity. Zegion threw a punch. Zegion kicked. Zegion broke his opponent. What had begun as a duel ended as a storm. The insect lord, god of creation, collapsed before his son's onslaught. And in those final moments, something unexpected happened. Zeranus accepted it. With shattered pride and broken body, he tried to entrust his legacy. My son, you have beaten me. I will admit it, and I will grant you this. He tried to pass on Sephiroth, Lord of Life, the very essence of his dominion. But Zegion refused the throne, coldly, clearly. I have dedicated my life to the god Sir Rimuru. I have no intention of taking the throne. Yet for Zeranus, it was enough. His son had surpassed him. The curse of ambition was broken. His final words carried something like peace. If my son now surpasses me, my wish has been granted. So foolish, Zegion whispered. Rest in peace, father. And so the insect lord died, not by ambition or betrayal, but by acceptance of the one who carried his blood. The labyrinth fell silent. In the control center, awe replaced despair. Benimaru admitted aloud what none wished to believe. I don't think I could beat Zegion right now, at the very least. Zegion had crossed into something greater. A micro-god. A guardian armored in Rimuru's blessing, wielding powers that blurred reality itself. His victory was not miracle, it was inevitability. But peace is fragile. Even as silence spread, a shadow stirred. Vega. Beaten, humiliated, yet still alive through sheer monstrous luck. Hidden in the labyrinth's veins, he slithered toward the fallen corpse of Zeranus. And in one desperate act, he devoured it. Infinite Eater! The body of the insect lord disappeared into Vega's hunger. What should have been the end of one nightmare became the birth of another. The chamber trembled once more, not with relief, but with malice reborn. The trap had been sprung. The victory that seemed absolute had only baited the next catastrophe. And as the labyrinth held its breath once more, one truth became clear. The war was not over. It had only just begun.